Good day, everyone. This is Jenny's Fashion Channel. Thanks to all my amazing fans and subscribers. This channel is all about leveling up on your fashion designer skill. And today, I'm going to teach you how to cut a mermaid skirt with cut together train. So if it is what you are all about, you are definitely at the right place. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, now will be a very good time for you to smash on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. Without further ado, let's jump right in, shall we? The first thing is to draw a line as my baseline, which will also serve as my waistline. Then I will take my vertical measurement. I'm going to come down by 9 inches for my hip line, okay, from the waistline. Then the next thing is to get my knee line, and my knee line is on 21 inches, okay. Then from that 21 inches, I'm going to go up by 3 inches. That is where the flay will start, okay. It's not going to start on the knee line to avoid movement constraint, okay, and for it to flow well. So I'm going to go up by 3 inches. I will mark it. Then I'm going to come down by 39 inches, okay, for the full skirt length, okay. Then I will add extra 5 inches. Though this purely depends on you. It depends on how you want it to sweep, okay. You can go beyond that, you can go below that. It purely depends on you. Then I will mark and draw the lines. Then I will go ahead and take my hip measurement, and the hip measurement I am working with is 40 inches, okay. That's if I divide the 40 by 2, I will have 20 inches. That the front panel will have 20 inches and the back panel will have 20 inches. But I'm not going to allocate it that way because of the butts. Human body is bigger behind, okay. So I'm going to remove 1 inch from the front panel measurement, okay. That's I'm going to remove 1 inch from 20 inches. I will have 19 inches. When I get to the back panel, I will add that 1 inch to 20 inches for the back panel, okay. Then I will work with 21 inches for the back panel. So what I have to work with for the front panel is 19 inches. Are we on the same page? So I'm going to divide it by 2. It will give me 9.5 inches. I'm going to mark it. And I will mark the same thing on the waistline, on the knee line, and the full skirt length line, okay. Then I will connect with a straight ruler like those. Then I'm going to take my waist measurement, divide by 4, and the waist measurement I am working with is 32 inches. If it is being divided by 4, it will give me 8 inches, okay. So I'm going to mark it. I'm not going to put that on the skirt, though it's optional. If it works for you, you can go ahead and put that, okay. I will mark it. Then from this hip point, I'm going to go up by 1 inch and go down by 1 inch. Then I will draw the lines, okay. This is to make sure that we don't have a kind of sharp edge on the hip area to give that hip that perfect curve we need, okay. Then I'm going to connect my waist measurement point to the first 1 inch I went up with. Are we on the same page? Then the next thing is to get the knee tightening. So I'm going to remove 2 inches from the hip measurement, okay. That's from those points. I'm going to go in by 2 inches, okay. You can do beyond that, okay, but I want you to know that the higher you go, the tighter it becomes, okay. Then I'm going to mark it. Then I'm going to connect it to the 1 inch I went down with, okay, from the hip line, okay. Then I'm going to use my curve ruler to blend this point like so. Then from the knee line, I will go up by 1/2 inch and go down by 1/2 inch. Actually, I was supposed to do this before connecting the knee point to the hip point, okay. So these are curves supposed to be on the first 1/2 inch I went up with. Are we clear? And the same measurement we got on the knee line that we are going to put on the two lines. Then on this full skirt length, I'm going to add 8 inches for the flare. You can do below that, you can do beyond that, but I advise that you should not do beyond 10 inches for the front part. Okay, I will mark it and I'm going to connect it to the half an inch I went down with on the knee. I will clear. Then I'm going to use my curve ruler to blend this part up like so. Then from this part, I'm going to go up by 1.5 inches. This is to remove that pointiness or sharpness, okay, on that edge. Then I will mark and I'm going to curve it into this hip line like so. Then from this waistline, I'm going to go down by 0.75 inch, okay? And from those point, I'm going to go up by 0.25 inch, okay? Then I'm going to connect, okay, like so. This is so perfect, especially if you are working on bustier gown or corset gown. It will give it that nice fitting, okay? Even for the skirt, it works also for the skirt. But I advise that you go down by 1 inch, okay? Then you connect. So guys, this is it. You can see how pretty it looks, okay? Remember to add your joining allowance all right, okay? Then I'll go ahead and cut. So follow me closely. Let's cut. So guys, that's it. You can see how beautiful it looks. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment, okay? That will encourage me. Thank you and God bless you. Then we'll now move on to the back panel. The first thing is to draw a line as my baseline. Then I'm going to draw a line here to serve as a guide for taking my measurement. Then I will take my vertical measurement. I will come down by 9 inches for my hip line, and I'm going to come down by 21 inches for my knee line, but I'm going to step up by 3 inches from the knee line, just the same way we did on the front part of the dress. Then I'm going to come down by 39 inches for the full skirt length, okay? And that will add extra 5 inches, just the same way we did on the front part of the dress. Then I will draw the lines. Then for the hip measurement I am working with is hip 40, okay? If I divide it by 2, it will give me 20 inches. That's 20 for the front part and 20 for the back part, okay? But remember that we removed 1 inch from the front part hip line. So that 1 inch we remove there, we are going to add it to the back part, okay? That's 20 inches plus 1 inch. It will give me 21 inches. So I'm going to divide it by 2. It will give me 10.5 inches, okay? Then from that 10.5 inches, I'm going to remove half an inch from it. So that half an inch I will remove from it. I'm going to allocate it to the butt, okay? So what I'm going to mark here is 10 inches. So I'm going to mark the same thing on the knee line, on the waistline, and also full skirt line. Then I'm going to connect with a straight ruler like so. Then on the waistline, I'm going to take my waist measurement divide by 4. I will mark it. Then from this hip line, I'm going to go up by 1 inch and go down by 1 inch. Just the same way we did on the front part of the dress. On the knee line, I'm going to go up by half an inch and go down by half an inch, okay? This is to make sure that we get a perfect shape for the skirts. Then I'm going to connect my waist measurement point to the 1 inch I went up with from the hip line, okay? Then for the knee tightening, remember that we remove 2 inches from the hip measurement, okay, for the front panel. So the same 2 inches is what we are going to remove for the back panel, okay? But remember that we are going to work on two parts on the back part, okay? That's the side parts and the center parts. And the part we are working on right now is the side parts. So that 2 inches, we are going to divide it by 2, okay? One for the side parts and the other one for the center parts. So we are going to remove 1 inch here. When we get to the center part, we'll also remove 1 inch away on the same page. So I'm going to go in from those points by 1 inch. I will mark it and I'm going to connect it to the 1 inch I went down with from the hip line, okay? Then I'm going to use my curve ruler to blend those parts to give it that perfect curve. Then I'm going to add 8 inches on the full skirt length, just the same way I did on the front part of the dress. I will mark it and I'm going to connect it to the 1/2 inch I went down with from the knee line, okay? Then I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect the 1/2 inch up to the 1/2 inch down. Then from this point, I'm going to go up by 1.5 inches. I will mark it and I'm going to connect it to the hip measurement line like so. Then for the butt allocation, remember that we removed 1/2 inch from the hip measurement, okay? So that 1/2 inch we removed, we are going to allocate it to the butt, okay? But if the difference between your waist measurement and your hip measurement is beyond 10 inches, that's if your waist measurement is like 32 and your hip measurement is like 45 inches, that's the difference is now 13 inches, okay? You are going to add 1 inch. That is to say you are going to remove 1 inch from your hip measurement, okay, and allocate it to the butt. But if the difference between your hip line and your waistline is from 10 inches down, okay, you are going to allocate 1/2 inch. Thus, you are going to remove 1/2 inch from the hip measurement and allocate it to the butt. Are we clear? Then I will mark it on the hip line and mark the same 1/2 inch on that 1 inch we went up with from the hip line, and also that 1 inch we went down with from the hip line, okay? Then I'm going to connect this 1 inch we went up with from the hip line to my waistline like so. Then from the hip line, I'm going to go down by 5 inches, okay? I will mark it. Then I'm going to connect it to that 1 inch I went down with from the hip line like so. Then I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect the 1 inch up to the 1 inch down, okay? To give it that perfect curve. Then from this waistline, I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch. This is to remove any form of bulginess on the waist area. I will mark it and I'm going to connect it to the butt curve like so. So guys, that's it. I'll go ahead and cut to enable me work on the center part. So let's cut. I'm going to add more pattern paper to those, okay, to accommodate the center part. Then for the center part, okay, on the knee part, we are going to go in from this point by 1 inch. Remember that I told you guys that we are supposed to remove 2 inches, okay, from the back part of the knee, just the same way we did for the front part, but we shared it for the side part and the center part, okay? So for the center part now, we are going to remove 1 inch, okay? Then I will mark it, okay? Then for the center part, which is also the trim part, okay, I'm going to add extra 10 inches to the length. Though this purely depends on you. You can do below that, you can do beyond that. But if you are using this for bridal purpose, you go beyond 20 inches, okay? See where I place my tape. From where the length of the side part stop, I will add 10 inches. I will mark and I will draw the line. Then for the width of the train, please see where I'm taking my measurement from, okay? I'm going to use 19 inches for the train. If this my pattern paper was on fold, I will get 38 inches. Okay, I'm going to mark it and I'm going to draw the line. Then I will connect the 1/2 inch I went down with from the knee line to this point like so. Then I'm going to connect those parts, okay, using my curve ruler first, okay, to get that curve shape. Then I'll use my straight ruler to connect like so. Then I will connect those points to that 1/2 inch I went upward from the nail line, okay. Then I will use my curve ruler to connect the 2 1/2 inch up and down, okay, to get a perfect curve. Then from those points, I will go up by 1.5 inches. I will mark it and I'm going to connect back like so to give it a kind of a curved shape to remove that sharp edge. Then from those points, I will go up by 1 inch, okay? I will mark and I'm going to connect like so to give my train a nice shape. So guys, that's a side. I will now go ahead and cut. You need about 4 years to make this dress. So guys, that's aside, you can see how beautiful it came out. You are going to add 1/2 inch joining allowance on those side. On the upper side, you also add 1/2 inch joining allowance. Then on those side, you add 1 inch for your zipper allowance. Then on the down part, you add 1.5 inches for hemming allowance. So guys, I've gone ahead to do that because seeing they say is believing, okay? So that's it, guys. You can see how beautiful it looks. And that is all I have for you for today. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like, and share. See you in my next video. Bye.